Okay, so today I'm gonna work on taking this switch out of here so I'm not trying to go underneath the table, pressing the switch, and then pressing the other stay on button wherever it is. I can hardly ever find it. There it is. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And then having to turn it off underneath the table and everything like that. I'm going to put a switch on the front. But first I have to get this off of here because I had it all mounted to test it, and I thought, oh, I'm going to be cute and put two holes to actually get the screws that mount this thing to the shoe in the top, so I don't have to ever take these bolts out again. And well, the arm goes right over top of those holes, so I can't get a screw down in, and I don't want to put holes through the arm. So this is what I'm left with. Okay, I just wanted to show you this real quick. I didn't make a video of this because it was taking me 6 hours to do this without the video, and it probably would have taken me another good 6 hours with setting up and doing video. But I measured my center line on here, stuck my jigsaw in, and then aligned one side of the foot with the edge and drew a line, and then screwed down one board, set the jigsaw in, screwed down the other board, and put a front on it. Then what I did was I made a mark to where the blade was going to come out. No, I did not. I mentally made a mark of where the blade was going to be, and then I moved back and marked and drew a hole a little bit larger than the blade. That way I could slide this in, put a blade in it, and then cut forward. That way I have a zero clearance. I also marked where these two screws were, which was at the time a great idea because I didn't have the arm on it. And I thought, oh, well, whenever I go to work on a jigsaw, I can leave the foot in there and just take the jigsaw part off, and I have easy access to it, and that didn't work. And the nice thing about this foot is it already had two holes in the back, and the way this is made, this is open enough here to where I put one bolt here and one bolt here, and it holds it very steady. Now, one thing that no one ever said in any of the videos that I watched online, and most of them people don't talk in anyway, is that bolting a jigsaw to a flat piece of wood makes a very, very beautiful resonant speaker, and it amplifies the sound. So just be aware, if you do make one of these things, it's going to be loud. All right, so that's my table. Oh, and I used half lap joints for the legs. I find them to be very sturdy and use them in a lot of projects that have tabletops. Okay, now I think, I don't know, am I centered on this? No, I'm not. Okay, so my big thing today is I want to take I have to take the housing off to bypass the switch in this, because I'm going to put a front panel on the cabinet that has an on-off switch there, so it's easy to get to, and if I have any problems I can just shut it off instead of having to try to reach underneath. And as you can see, like whenever it's up and you got to try to reach and get this and press, it's just a pain. So let me see. These look like they're security Torx. I could be wrong about that. I don't have my glasses on. Let me get my glasses on. Oh no, you can either use flathead or Torx. Okay, I'm gonna pause this. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I was watching a video to where like this lady was saying what not to get guys for Valentine's Day, and the one thing was tools, because he has his tools picked out and he knows what he wants and all this kind of stuff. Well, I have to admit I'm very blessed as far as I don't know, maybe I'm just not like that, but my wife has purchased tool sets for me. Like she got me this Cobalt screwdriver that'll keep ratcheting either way you turn the handle, and it came with this nice handy set of bits. She has gotten me my dust collection system. She has gotten me my 12-inch planer and other tools in here, and they've always been things that I was deeply thankful for. So if you guys got a wife that wants to get you tools and she gets you the right things, I just kudos to you. I really am happy that that my wife has that insight on me. Now some things I just don't have though, and I'm glad that she got me this kit because I have no just Torx drivers of any decent size. I have one T25 and that's it. And this happens to be a T10. So I don't know what I'm going to do on some of these that it won't reach. It looks like I can put a flathead in there, so we'll try that. But hey, here's a plug. If anyone watching this feels sorry for me, I would greatly appreciate a set of driver Torx bits. Nah, I can't say that. It just doesn't feel right saying it. It's a joke though. And way back, almost 40 years. Well, no, not quite. About 35 years ago, my neighbor George got me a set of Stanley screwdrivers, and I am still using these to this day. Thank you, George. Okay, this one looks like it was gummed up or something in here, so I couldn't get a good hold on it. No, it wasn't cut too well as far as the flathead. It was not down as far as the other ones. Okay, now my biggest fear about this is whenever I take the housing off. Okay. Yeah, well, I'll be able to tell this one because it's all marked up. So the two long ones go around the motor fan. My biggest fear is that whenever I take this apart, everything's going to fall out. I didn't watch any videos on this, so I'm not sure which way is the right way. Oh, I didn't notice this before. It's cracked right here. Well, I know this guard is for your protection whenever you're actually using it. I didn't want to leave it off because I'm never going to have it upright. But I don't know if you can see this in here. There's a bunch of goop with a whole bunch of sawdust in it. I'll have to try to clean that out. But our biggest thing now is, yeah, I'm going to have to clean some of this out. Okay, I want to bypass the whole switch. So it comes up to the switch and comes down here. Nothing goes to the front. That should be easy because I could just bring the two wires out to the switch. But I need to take these off. I'm going to leave the switch in there basically just to take up the whole space so I don't get a lot of sawdust, or, well, actually for this it'll be more metal. This is mostly for metal. I'll probably do plastic and some sheet wood on here, but this is primarily for metal. So I don't want a lot of metal filings to get down in here. Not that it'll really matter here, but I'd rather not have that. Now, great, this can slide so I can reuse the strain relief on here. I'm not going to leave this in here. I'm going to go get another piece of wire to go from the saw up to the switch, and then this will go from the switch over to my outlet. But let's try to... Ah, look at that! I wasn't expecting something like that. Sweet. Okay, so black went to the bottom, white to the top. On an AC motor, I guess it really doesn't matter. There's not even a capacitor on here. So this would be a good area to splice in. Actually, that would be a good area altogether. But I want to leave enough on both of these, so let's see what I can do here. Okay, so now we have effectively removed this switch from our circuit. And those will fly freely around there. Now, let me see. What the heck is that? Oh. So this is so you can't steal it. Well, we definitely don't need that anymore. Okay, so I'm going to have to bring one in here, attach these two wires, and have it go out. All right, I'm going to put you guys on pause because I have to go find a suitable wire. So a long time ago, whenever I first started collecting video game stuff, back in around 2010, 11, somewhere around there, I would get, anytime I would find a cable that looked like this, had this kind of end on it, I would scarf it up because these are the plugs for a PlayStation, and I think PlayStation 2, the fat models that you plug in. I think these were for PlayStation 2 also. So anytime that I could scrounge some of these, I would, just in case that I ever got a PlayStation or PlayStation 2, I could have a cord for it. So I'm not going to try to force a 3-wire heavy-duty cable in here that's just going to go over to the switch that is 2-prong anyway. And if I use all of it, great. If I don't, at least I'll have some wire left. Okay, this is going to be my faceplate. Now I have 2 switches here, and I'm kind of leaning to this one for one really, really big reason. The other one I'm using to justify this reason is that this one has a light. So I'll know whenever it's on, even just visually by the light. This one has a farther throw, but this one is mounted up higher, as you can see. So we'll go with this switch and see how well it works. Okay, so another thing I did to get ready was I put the faceplate onto the table and I drew everywhere there was a piece of wood so that I don't accidentally go, oh, hey, it'd be great to have the switch right here. Excuse me. And then whenever I go to put the wood in, find out that, or put the faceplate on, find out that there's a piece of wood behind it, that it'll stop me from going on the whole way. So it looks like the best place is going to be either here or down here like that. But over here, I can pretty much go anywhere. I do like the idea of having it a little bit lower though, so that it'll be down lower, but it won't be right up next to the table. So I'm probably going to have it about there. Maybe there, because there may be another reason for that later on. So we're going to go over here with this. Okay, and I'm free the whole way, so I'll make some measurements here and cut out, and the switch will go there. Okay, so we got that figured out. Let me put it. I just had a pencil. Oh, there it is. So let me put a little. That way I won't forget. Okay, so I can always put an aftermarket one of these on wherever I cut off. So I'll cut this one off completely. And you can scrap these things. Did you know that? These can get scrapped. So I will need to go from here out the back and around to the front. So if I leave myself there, that should be way more than enough. Okay, let me go get some more tools. All right, I got some more stuff here. Now, these butt splices are 22 gauge to 18 gauge. And this cable, I know this isn't going to show up in the video, but I'll reference it anyway so you can know. The cable is marked right here. It says King Cord SPT-2 10 or 105 degrees C 2x18 AWG 0.824 millimeter 300 volt VW1 CSA LL57870 SPT2. Oh, and then it repeats. The main important thing on this is 2x18 AWG. That's 18 gauge, and this goes from 22 down to 18. So this will be great here. Hopefully these are 18. They look like they are not. Oh, they might be. They might be 20. I'm not sure. So I can put these on here. Put these on here and hopefully have enough room for them to double back and come through. I may have to cut part of one of these off. I'm not sure. So let's go here. Now these ones are no-name cutters, and they're not the greatest. We'll see what they do. It's supposed to go up to 18. 18 is supposed to be that really, really small hole, and that is about the diameter of the copper, but I never go down that size because I don't want to ruin it. And also, you figure this is only going to go in about halfway, so I really only have to take about that much off because you want the insulation to go through the top part. That's what it's made for, so you don't have any exposed wire showing. So let me see about there and about there. There. I used the 14 and then the 16, and that was enough to get through the insulation so that I didn't cut off or mar. Nope, I didn't. Or mar the braided pair, twisted wires, copper. The nice thing about these is you got color codes on here too, and if you want to start, you can even go to yellow to start it. And then that'll actually crimp it, but then you go down to the smaller size. There, no wire showing, and that's a pretty tight crimp. Yeah, you figure that's going about half. All right, so we got our extra wire prepped. Now for the real fun part. Let's see. I can't just bring it around because I got this jagged edge up here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm seeing the best way to do this. These can go way down in there, and these can go this way. And then you got this little pin and that little pin. These will go on this. So we'll see how it works. I'm using my thumbnail to mark so I know where to strip back to. This one, the 14 will probably be, yeah, 14 is too big. One thing I've noticed, and this is always kind of, well, I don't know, I shouldn't say it that way, but whenever I was younger, the thought was to always use copper for your wires because you get your best power transmission that way, and that if you're not using copper, then the resistance is going to be bigger. And you can put your comments down below about that. But I've noticed almost all machines now have gone to, I guess, aluminum. This one does not want to come off. Okay, great. And I moved the brush. Yeah, might be able to do that. sometimes hindsight, well, they always say hindsight is 20/20. And now that I've gotten this far, whenever I was thinking about this in my mind, it seemed like everything was working right. And this is why sometimes whenever you design something, it still doesn't work the way you had it planned. Maybe if I would have staggered these, I could have put one here and one up here. Yeah, because I got this here, but I still got a little bit of space here. And if this is even, it might push, but it's a little bit lower. I think this is going to work. Yeah, I think that'll work. So now I've bypassed the switch completely and have it coming out to this one, which will go to my other switch. So now I can put the string relief in. And where did I put my screwdriver? There it is. Okay, now anytime I'm going into plastic, putting a screw back in, what I try to do is get it to drop back into threads. But this isn't going to give me that opportunity to find them, I don't think. No, it's not. Because I don't like creating new threads, but no, it's not like I'm going to be opening this up every day either. Again, I'm tightening these down without trying to be a gorilla so that I don't strip out the plastic. Okay, so the string relief, I have the string relief. And I can't see it with my glasses on. There's the string relief, it was hiding. Okay, so we'll put the string relief on. Woohoo! And I'm going to do some other cleanup here off camera on this and move on from there. All right, after a sort of semi-okay job of cleaning up and lubricating this thing, I'm going to put it back together and hopefully this will work. Okay, it's all back together, so I can actually mount this back into the table and start on getting this switch installed.